Hello, here we are for a little while today. Bit late for me, but anyway. So the idea, you put the question in the chat, we look at the cards, we see what is in store for you, and I take as many as I can, and the questions in order that they appear in the chat. So yeah, welcome. Eli chattiin kysymykset sen mukaan mitä tulee sinne, siinä järjestyksessä otetaan. Nyt on varmaan lyhkäinen sessio tänään. But anyway, for a little while. Why not? So basically, yeah, today the card of the day was Page of Wands, Rider White. So one impression that I got from these is that this guy is, well, obviously it seems to be like I have said for someone about this, that there's a person who is assessing or measuring the situation. And I think this person, because wands are fire, this person is like thinking that he is kind of on the top of the world, at least he feels that way. I think he is looking for water in the desert in a sense. So he's kind of looking for to balance his fire, to control the fire inside him with water. So it's like this kind of, hello Fatima. So basically this kind of like hola, moi. So like he feels really maybe passionate about this something, but he needs kind of, what is the more balanced feelings about things. I think this person is about the situation that you need water. Hello Jasmine. Basically you need water to control the fire. I think that's the thing with this. Also it's a kind of younger person, so basically there is that. But yeah, funny enough, I had the other page and I picked them like randomly. So let's see. Jasmine Fox, you are up next then, so we do some shuffle and see when we're happy. So for Jasmine, what is she currently thinking? Let's see. And then is Fatima after this. So first Jasmine, then Fatima. So what is she currently thinking? We'll see about that. So let's see if I'm happy with the shuffle. What is she currently thinking? Did you book for the course already, Jasmine? French? Okay, what is she currently thinking? So for Jasmine Fox, what is she currently thinking? Let's see when we're happy. Now we start to be pretty much getting somewhere. Fair enough. So what is she currently thinking? We have this, and this. I think she is kind of seeing, at the moment he's thinking of something that he has lost and not seeing that there might be something left. And I think he's at the moment kind of more worried about something, that he's making things in his head a little bit worse than they are. Like usually he's like, if you think about any kind of situation, usually you'd make it worse for yourself what it actually gonna be. But yeah, I think he has had some kind of like a end of some sort of a cycle that was something kind of burning with him, and now he's kind of, it was more like fire, and now it's more like water. What he's thinking is like he is thinking of that he doesn't see. He has turned his back to something that sort of he spilled the milk or spilled the drinks, and he sees that not, he cannot see that all the drinks are not spilled. So I think he's feeling a bit sad and concentrating on like a little bit, I don't know, for me it seems like a hangover, you know, in a sense. If you have experienced that, I have to say that I have more than enough experience of those. Not lately anymore though, for 3 years pretty much. So I think he's kind of concentrating on feeling not really nice. I think he's feeling sad and is worried about something. And I will give you still that for further. I think in the near future, this seems that this is maybe nothing really dramatic on him, but I think he in pretty soon he will feel that okay, there is like, hello Leo. She will be feeling like okay, that this is a long bloody road ahead and I can get over this. So I think he's bitten in a dump at the moment, in a sense, in a feeling wise, like in a dump, in a low. When you have, you know, highs and lows, so he's bitten a low, I think, basically. Let's take one more. I think this could be, I would say that this could be somehow related even to his mother in some way, or some kind of mother figure. You did not? They already contacted you? Well, there was one card I didn't like when I took the last, like, more advice for myself what to see, and it was Ten of Swords, which I kind of took considering the other cards, that's why it went a little bit. At first it looked for me that would be surprised. Why not? But yeah. Well, yeah, that could be. But yeah, I kind of wanted to see the situation, and for me it seems like they would have been. But what happened in the end, Leo? If you want to share. Fair enough, well, that's good. And next we had Fatima. So we should check that. Will S come back to me? Will S come back for me? Okay, so Fatima, this is for you. Yeah, I suppose so. You're welcome, Jasmine. So Fatima, will S come back for me? We'll see this. Will S come back for me? So this is for Fatima AI. Will S come back for me? Let's see when we're happy with the shuffle. And you know the drill, Leo, and others who've been here. You want your question answered, put the question in the chat, and by order which they appear in the chat, I will look at the cards for you. Right? So, will S come back for me? So this is for Fatima. I would have to say, Fatima, that what I see, at least at the moment, it doesn't look like in now and near future. I would say I don't think so. No, I would have to say no. Which is of course if this is what you want. But I see some kind of conflict, and I see that this person is making some moves that have been making some moves that are maybe not also honorable, a bit like sneaky. And I think this person earlier might have been thinking that there is some kind of like a project between you in a way that it could be something that would take kind of time and willing to build, but somehow at the moment I think this person has done something sneaky and not been really honest about things, and I see some conflict of interest here. I see another kind of conflict here in the near future, which could lead to this, that this person might rethink of his position, but at the moment I have to say, at least now or near future, I would say no. This person is not coming back for you. An advice for this, for you Fatima, is 6 of Wands of Rider White, right? So it can be related to the Lovers and to the Tower. And this is your advice for this situation. So you don't have to, if you know the cards good, you can probably find out things with that. If you don't any really well or anything, just look at this and you think what comes to you from this. It seems like somebody's returning as a winner or a victor somewhere, and there's like crowds and everything. So I don't know. It could indicate that what you need to do so you will get the best out of this situation for yourself. But you think about this is your advice. 6 of Wands, Rider White. So try what you can get from that. That should give you some clarity in this situation and help out, so to speak. Someone else got the job. Boy. So I don't know. Who knows what then in the end happened with this, but so good that you have another interview. Keep those coming, and it has to bite at some point, I guess, the bait. So how do you say? That's pretty not very good way to put it, I guess. And yeah. So we went very little bit buying some gifts today for the little one, with masks on and everything. And well, who knows, the Christmas is up soon. Basically, so even though it's kind of cancelled. Thank you, Fatima E. Thank you for checking in on us. And everybody, thank you for your donations. That is really nice and makes us happy and gives you our undying gratitude. Okay, I'm a little bit tired, maybe that's the English Highland. Do subscribe if you like it. If you like the readings, send us an email, dstonerocks@hotmail.com, if you want to ask something, if you want to have a private reading. We can manage different things from Skype to email, WhatsApp, you name it, we can do that. So anyway, but yeah, I was going through, funny enough, the Page of Wands, and somehow today, I don't know, because I was a bit tired and still I am, it was a little bit shorter, the session that I was doing with it, but it seems like it was more compact for some reason. Maybe being outside, sort of like walking and all this kind of put my heart to pump the blood even to the brain a little bit better or something. So yeah, today was this. So what I think is like, yeah, there's somebody who is looking for water to control the fire in them. So it's like, this is about hot tempers, and at least, for example, with this card, I would say like you need, if this comes up in a reading, so that it could indicate also that you need to kind of stop and maybe not just go on impulse and and like estimate the situation. This could be related to the magician also. So this could be also that this guy here under the cloak, he has kind of like a red other cloak there, which would be as the magician has. So this guy could be a magician of fire, and he has made, or then he has chosen sort of from the magician's table this wand of fire, and he's using this as his tools to move forward on his quest, whatever he is looking for. And I think he's also paying attention, sort of, if he doesn't stare too much, but I think he's looking at the skies also, like past this. You could see that he could be looking at the wand there, but I think he's also looking at the skies for like sort of like signs. At least he's paying attention, and he's maybe looking for a sign of like hope before to move forward, and kind of estimating, which probably can be a good idea in many situations in the end. So that was surprisingly, I would say it was for me when I was doing this today, it was like shorter than usually. I don't know, track can be several pages, and the idea is that you write, and then in the end it's kind of, at least for me, it drives me forward for a conclusion of some kind. And of course there is many of them, and like this, and I like the stuff because comparing the cards, sort of, which we are planning still all the time to make maybe some sort of a course at some point soon, if possible. So, but you compare the cards and where they are, and it's nice because there's no rules. I guess I have said that before, but anyway, that was a much shorter thing that was done before, and well, this card, for example, came in one of these readings today. 5 of Cups, Rider White. As you see, there's a person who is staring sort of like to the past or the present moment, but seeing there's 5 cups and 3 of them have gone down, and this person has turned their back to the two that are still standing. So I think this, and it's water is about feelings, so I think this person is also like kind of looking at the stream that is there. So I think this person is concentrated in this, or the situation is that somebody sees only, you know, if you have, I don't know, 5 beers and 3 went to the floor, and then you just worry about the 3 and you don't kind of remember that you have still 2 left, or milk or coffee or whatever. So basically sort of like, if you look at more carefully a situation, I would say that then you could see that maybe like all things are not so grim, all things are maybe not quite so bad that it seems, or like quite lost. Also, like for me, hello Gabriel. For me this is also like in another cards, actually it looks really much like, but I would say that this could be also sort of like a hangover. That you were partying and all that. Hello, hello. And I was just saying that you were partying, like, yeah, okay. So basically, this could be also like a hangover, sort of like you were doing things, and in the other, and next day, you know, maybe it wasn't so bad. At least that was happened to me, that I was doing it a lot, a few years back still. The next day you didn't feel so high and mighty about what has happened, even though maybe nothing too bad did. And this being a minor arcana, so it's not really like a something effect that would last usually for a really long time or so severe. But basically, there is kind of a lot about the 5 of Cups, no? And good for you. Stay safe. And this is, by the way, this came with Leo yesterday, which you can attribute. This is like least of my favorite cards, sort of. Even though maybe you shouldn't get, but 10 of Swords. You got in that case you kind of get really stabbed. I would say it could be like also related to bad luck. Sort of, it's definitely end of something if you look at the guy, and there is could be of course a conclusion of sorts related to air, which is like mind, and well, you have 10 sword basically on your back. That didn't end really well. Why? There is of course many things you can consider, and this could relate it really to the wheel of fortune, like basically tens, to the moment, to the judgment, 20. So anyway, it's like some kind of conclusion, that this was in Leo's reading, for example, yesterday, and this in the end, when I took this sort of like an advice for myself, it seemed like, okay, that this didn't seem so good for it, but I was thinking that earlier what I got with the other cards there, that it seemed like could be that about this job business for him, that that it would be some, I felt like when I was looking what there was around, that it would be like more like bad luck. That was my interpretation about those cards at the time. But this is really brutal somehow for me. I really don't like it. It seems also like somebody stabbing you in the back, sort of, like literally, really badly, like with 10 swords. It kind of hurts. Yeah. So that's the 10. Oh, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have a family home Christmas. Okay, Gabriel, we'll see that. You came in here in a pretty good time, because now we take you on now. So, is there something wrong with this? Let's see. So let's see. So this one is for Gabriel. Hello, Adriana. Welcome. So, is there something wrong with this? This one is for Gabriel. Let's see what we get from here. Well, I would say that she's, in general, I think she's doing okay. And hi to you too, Adriana. So I think Essie is, in general, I think she's doing fine. I think there might be some like minor inconveniences for her at the moment. I think she's been feeling maybe a little bit stuck and wanted to kind of move forward with things, but couldn't. I think at the moment she has some minor inconveniences going on for herself. But I think in general, I think she's fine. And I think in the near future, I see that she is kind of holding her to her like situation. It seems like she doesn't really want to take much of her risks in anything. But I think in general, she is doing fine. Something might be going on which will pass, like some kind of conflict of interest with someone, but nothing too major. Well, yeah, and about this, in her situation, this would be more like clubs, like wands kind of thing. So like a blunt object, not really like a sharp one. So if you feel stab, then it's not this. But some more like a blunt pain, then could be this. Okay, so can you tell me, Dennis Maximiliano, can you tell me if you see new job for me soon? Thank you. Okay, Maximiliano, we take you next then. Can you just, let's see, when we're happy with the shuffle, can you tell me if you see the job for me soon? Let's see. Yeah, like at least in like a very practically, I think she's at the moment doing fine. I think she might have just also finished up with something related to like a rather mundane or like a material kind of plane. But okay, is there a job in the near future? Oh, sorry. If there's a job, new job for Maximiliano soon. Let's see. So Maximiliano, this is for you. Let's go. A few more, I guess, before we are happy with the shuffling business. Let's see. Okay. You're welcome, Gabriel. Oh. I think there's a really big change in the field of work coming true for you. Funny, I got some same cars seems to be going around in here. I don't know if you have tried in the past really to try to find something like completely like go for the stars kind of thing. And if that's so, I think this is coming true. Like there is a big change coming. I think it's related to the work, and I think at the moment even it's like upon you this change. But still, I think yes, I would have to say I would see that you are gonna get. Maybe you are getting exactly what you have kind of hoped for. Because this, what I see here is like a really big major change in the field of work. And also, when I took some more advice here, I think this is, well, I would have to say that, yes, you will, but I wouldn't say that it would be very soon. I think it's not gonna be very soon. But I see something coming. Like it's already upon you, but there is some kind of sort of like a small battle-ish or some kind of it can include like hot tempers and stuff. I don't know if there is some kind of like battle if you are looking for a job that many people want or some other people, or there's a final like basically like what is this final stage of interviews, and there is like 5 different people who are managing or something else to get this job that you could have like applied for, but near future I still see that there is some complications a little bit, like somebody wants to be right and they are not willing to like budge in their opinion. So for me it's like there's gonna be a big change for you in the work field, and it's inevitable, and it's really like that's gonna take you in another place, but I don't think it's gonna happen really soon. And then of course what would be considered soon, I think it's something that's gonna go to next year, obviously, which is pretty easy to say because there's 7 days for this year. I don't know. I cannot tell you exactly when, but I think not very soon, but not something. I think it's more like a matter of time. Just like the new job is like somehow it's already upon you. Maybe there is something that you don't see at the moment. I don't know. This could be related to your family in also some way. If there is something you could sort of like get through. But let's take another one here. I think there is something you don't quite remember, and also like you might have to withdraw a little bit. Maybe you need to take a little bit like me time or like family time and estimate the situation again, like after the year has passed. But I think yes, there's gonna be a job for you, and it's gonna kind of come towards you, sort of like you want it or not. There's gonna be a big change in the work field for you. Okay, and I will take for sorry, how was it? Maximiliano, I will take you also a card for an advice. Hopefully that was a bit fragmented, that happens, but it's a really strong vibe with this and really like major cards. So I will give you an advice card, which is this. And this is one of the cards that was in the clearance when I asked for more advice. So this is the High Preacher's Rider White, related to memory and like spirituality, secrets, and it's like a gatekeeper also. So I think I would check if there is something you are not remembering, sort of, that could help you. But anyway, this is your advice for the new job, because I think it's gonna land, and it's sort of upon you at the moment already, like really strongly. You're welcome, Maximiliano. Why are you having a stabbing feeling? A sensation? Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what we can get from here. My hairdo is kind of going out of fashion fast. Muy bien. Yeah, that would be well recommended. Oh, and we have, by the way, on our page, on our channel, there's videos about meditating with Marcel Tarot, actually, in English as well. So, but okay, let's see, why do you get this vibe, Gabriel, what we can get from that? I'm not going to say anything to that. Okay, we have a couple more. So why do you get this vibe? Why does Gabriel get this vibe? Well, I see that there's... Why would you get this vibe? For me, there's a card what I would see like clearly. Like I would say that there is something that is coming at you, or somebody is like would be, on my view, I think somebody's planning on some. I would see this card even like somebody could be planning sort of a vengeance against you, or some sort of revenge, a little bit about something. So that would be the stuff that somebody is having something against you. I think that's the case, and basically, I think. Yeah, I think somebody's like literally wanting some kind of want a piece of you, sort of, but not maybe, literally a piece of you, cutting. Even if we talk about swords and stuff, it's more like a. I think for me this card represents a lot what I get here, as that the answer is like a revenge, but I think it's somebody wants to slash you. It's about more like a verbal or communication or something like this. So maybe this is somebody has some negative things he probably would like to inflict upon you, but more like in the mind way. Also, there's like with someone there has been a lot of baggage with some person. Okay, well, this what I see here. This is like somebody will come like with their guns blazing at you, or like swords and the sword attacking you, and it doesn't. No, this is not someone who would be backstabbing at you. But this is someone who holds a lot of grudge for you, or you have had a lot of things. I think it's a man, and there is like, I see that this could be also related if you have been involved in a triangle, sort of. For example, that there has been somebody who was whatnot with someone, and maybe that was not taken so easily. Also, it's about some choice. Also, could be that you have made in the past. But there is some like baggage with this person, and I think in the near future it will continue as like not quite like a duel till the death, but something, at least for a while. This seems to be that with this person, at least with this revenge argument, well, if this person is someone from the recent past, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in that sense. A bit hesitant give up straight like this, but anyway, I think this conflict will continue for a while, and both parties wanna be right, and neither one wants to give in, and it's probably this kind of argument that is not good for anyone. And for some reason I want to show you this. This is from the past of this situation. Like I said about if you have butt into someone's business of some relation, or some kind of like confused situation, or something that you have chosen. Because if you ask, could it be angel? Because this is from the past. If you really think that it's about your past actions, if angel, I would say I have 4 cards that I've taken from you. So for me it's like, I would be, my intuition with the cards say that yes. So let's take an advice. Advice is this, which is kind of funny. I would call this the rest of the warrior, for example, and maybe someone else did as well. Anyway, it's 4. I think it was said that the Knights Templar, when they came from the Crusades, that they went into their basically crypts, and they rested there for a day and checking, making kind of thankful and praying that they were alive. This is also funny. You have 3 swords. There's from the Tree of Swords. For me, clearly that there has been a situation of some sort of betrayal, or somebody saw some situation like how it is, which was a bit surprising, and the last sword is there. And the funny thing in this is that, like I said, that there is gonna be like this conflict continues, and now you get the recommended that the advice is 4, which is kind of maybe like take a rest, because the near future would be 5 of wands, which is missing a little bit pieces, but it works. And this would be definitely some kind of conflict that you probably, it's gonna be everybody, both parties want to be right, and also it's going to be something like, it's not gonna be, it's like whoever wins is not gonna really win either. So it could be, this is related also to the devil and to the hierophant, to the pope. So I would say consider this, my friend. Right away, 4 of swords. This is your advice. That came up pretty good, I think, in the end. Fair enough, little bit of water. But yeah, I think, and funny enough, the angel business, like, well, there's few cards in the deck with angels, but I was taking you only 4 for this, and one of them happens to be this. And in the past, when I said that maybe there's something that happened, whatever, but well, check out what you get from the 4 swords in the end, basically. Bit more water. Oh boy. But yeah, that was pretty clear somehow. Like, there is things when you do this with the cards. Well, you could think about it in this way, because the guy in the card is like seriously like, it looks like the carving on somebody's tomb, like a sarcophagus or something like this. Go ahead, Adriana, or you want to ask Gabriel or me? But yeah, that came somehow, well, this is like an interactive thing, you know, insert. Fair enough. Go ahead, Adriana. Or what do you want to ask then? Okay, now I'm gonna stop just for a little while for the with the cards and the shuffling business in the end. But yeah, I'm gonna be here for a little while, and then I think I have to crawl to bed and sleep and all that, so yeah, I think that's some kind of like a to crawl to bed is like from a lot earlier times now. It wouldn't be quite so crawling maybe. So sometimes I wake up from a bad dream and then I am depressed all day long. I wonder why this happens. Why I suddenly drop into sadness. Yep, we got this. Let's see when we are kind of happy with the shuffle. So Adriana, this is for you. Sometimes I wake up from all day long. I wonder why this happens. We'll see what we can clarify for you from the cards here. Let's see. No. No worries. I don't know. Well, for me, what I get from here is like for this at the moment, I think you are sort of paying attention a lot to things around you, and I think you are looking for some sort of like a concrete hope for things, and I think this is meant to be some sort of like sort of dealing with your shadow kind of thing. So, and I think this is meant for to solve these things in the end. And I see that if you sort of don't dwell in it too much, that I think there's a possibility that with all these dreams that kind of soon you could also get some more like a change in your situation for this. So I think let's take one more from here. And also I would say that I still think that you still got this. Like you said, you got this. So even this, when it happens, I don't think it somehow cuts you so deep. That I think maybe you have learned to deal with this more, and it's also giving you sort of, even if it's not nice, but I think it's giving you some strength as well, literally in this. I think you have made some kind of conscious choice about this, having these dreams and then feeling. So I think you could also choose kind of not to feel this way. I think it's on you. I think that is like if you find it in yourself and you kind of literally sort of get hope for this situation, because it's there. You just have to pay attention. You just kind of look at the stars, sort of that, so to speak. So I think this is a bit of a test, but I think this is something that you in the end might be bringing on you yourself, or on your like for some reason I would say that you could get rid of this cycle of having this, that you have bad dreams and you feel kind of bad about it, and I think it would require some sort of a change on feelings, in a way that you would come that you would kind of be more like that when you are going forward, that you would come with an empty cup, sort of. Okay. Well, I think in this case, that I think this could be related, and probably it's not like minor things in general what I say, but I think this is something that for some reason, maybe it's a subconscious thing, that for some reasons I get this picture with this, that somehow you have chosen this. I don't know if you blame if you blame yourself with something, you're struggling with something that has happened, but I think you have kind of, presented that, important, I feel sadness and then move on, but I wonder if this is always gonna be. I don't think it needs to be this way either, right? That I think also, like, your mind is kind of playing tricks on you at this, that maybe even if you follow your energy and stuff, you're welcome. But I would say that it doesn't need to be quite so dramatic. I think you can choose it not to be. I think you have the power to choose, but I think you might be somehow evading that responsibility on your own growth and stuff, that I think it doesn't have to be like this. I think it could change kind of fast, even that, for example, that you wouldn't, when you feel, say something like this, that you wouldn't feel the whole day. Maybe you feel a little while like bit sad about it, but I think this is up to you in the end. I will give you an advice card also, and this would be, well, if this is the Knight of Pentacles, so I would say, like, for example, if you think about the magician, so let's say that actually this guy here would be the Magician of Pentacles, then this guy, and this guy would be like let's put it this way, that it would be concentration without effort, and this is the consistency of the effort. So I think if you want this thing to change, you have to be consistent with it, right? So you have to, like, maybe you have to affirm it, that you don't want to maybe feel, I don't know, it, for me it brings about this, that it's a bit much, that maybe you feel a bit sad for like too long about it or something like this. Okay, this was a bit fragmented, I guess. So I think it's also, like I said, I think it's also like your mind might be a bit like playing tricks. Maybe you're negotiating with your own, like, consciousness and mind about things. And I see you a little bit maybe sneaking away from this in a sense. So I would say that if you want, these two you can change. For now. And the consistency of the effort would be the advice, or whatever you can get from the Knight of Pentacles, which is a card of the Earth, the element Earth. Yeah, just a sec. Yeah, I'm checking. I was just about Maro, I'm just checking this. At least I am checking it. I don't know if you meant it for me to check, but Yeah, what is that concerning of? I didn't quite connect for me. What do you mean, Marlo? Okay, so Marlo, yeah, you asked this, so ask, what do you want? Can you specify what do you want to ask exactly? Because I was trying to read the earlier comment, but maybe I'm just tired, but I didn't quite understand what would you want to know. Okay. I saw his location and went to someone else's home at midnight. Okay, now it's 2. And when he talked to me, he wasn't paying attention. I saw his mind was elsewhere. Okay. If he see other people, because okay, let's see what we can get from this. Thank you. Yeah, now that I read with some thought, that could have been understood, but now this way it's more easy for me. More easier to understand. Oh. So what he's been up to basically, and when seeing, okay, yeah. Okay, let's see, gonna be happy with the shuffle. So Maro, this is for you. Just a bit this. Somehow I see a person here. The answer would be I see a person who is looking into their options, so that could be the case. And I see that this person is somewhat like running on some kind of reserve power also at the moment. So the things what I have here, at least this person is somehow looking into their options. I don't know if what would have happened in the end, but I would say yes. And this person has been like near past, like in this kind of state that they wouldn't be really happy about anything, and it's kind of like near to, like, I guess, like sort of not quite burnt out sort of, but like near to that kind of state, and making some kind of conclusion in the near future. So I think at least this person is somehow looking into their option what they have at the moment. So what you asked, I would say probably yeah, and I would say yes, that there would have been another. If you asked that if they would to somebody's place that with another girl, I said yes. Not something that I really want to say, but anyway, what I see here, I would say yeah. You're welcome. I would give you an advice card also, Marlo, which is this. It's justice. So I would say also, like, look, if you, when you think about this matter, I would say also, like, well, don't do anything illegal. That would be one thing. But the other thing is, like, when you look at this situation, this is your advice. The justice from right or white. So it's sort of like, I think you base the things now that you have this situation come upon you and you have seen the localization and all that stuff. This would indicate for me to stick to the facts and maybe not to think too much about it, or like make too much conclusions. I would say make your conclusions based on facts. Okay? And this is the justice, so it's really like balance, and we really like justice. So I think, even though this is what it appears, but I don't know, I couldn't say what has actually happened or what I like this, but at least, like I said, this person has looked into their options. So, but justice is advice for you, okay? And yeah, alright, Marlo, can you do yeah. Oh, what will be buying a house in Texas in 2 months or something like that. And all the best for Marlo. Can you read how it will be buying my first house in Texas 2 months from now? Well, we can take another fast for Marla and then we go to Gabriel. Well, what I see is that at minimum this person is somehow not probably being quite straightforward about the intention, and I think also like this person is about how he's feeling. Koira, korfo, no, pois sieltä. Velois, etota. I baked rolls today. Can you imagine? And my dog is trying to eat them. So basically, I think at best this person is kind of hanging between heaven and earth and is kind of undecided what they want and looking for, or maybe even like maybe he doesn't really know what he wants himself as well. But I think the person is having some kind of secrets from you, in that sense. So I don't think, at least the person is quite straightforward with you. Yeah, it would be kind of funny if I would be. It's like 3:35 a.m. would be screaming to my daughter like, "Don't take any more buns! No, you had already 3." No, I won't talk to my daughter like this. Well, similar maybe if it would be about the rolls or buns. Fair enough. Okay, so how will be for Gabriel buying his first house? Thank you, Marlo. And hey, people, remember, subscribe, like, make a comment, send us an email, Dstonerocks@hotmail.com. This is like an ad now. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for coming up, checking me out here in the channel. And yeah, we gonna eventually get to the Gabriel's question, and then I need to start packing up the cars and crawling into the bed. So let's see, how's gonna be if Marlo buys first house in Texas in 2 months, you say? Let's see. Everything is big in Texas, right? So must be a big house, right? Never been to Texas though. Alright. Let's see. Sure, go ahead. I will answer first Gabriel, and then I will answer your question, because we are keeping him on the line there now. So, how it will be for Gabriel buying his first house in Texas in 2 months. Well, what I see is a little bit like juggling for you in the end. There's fun enough that it will come after some. There will be some sort of like a stopping and like a rest period, like we discussed before. The same kind of card appears there in the past. So I think it requires maybe some. I think it feels pretty good. I think you're gonna be probably on your own there in your house, and I think it leads to some kind of juggling. I think I would make sure that, with all respect, that you have the money if you have first house there, or maybe you have another house or some other finances. You have the business thing, what I remember. So you kind of need to kind of balance several things at the same time, exactly money wise or like this even. And but I think it's gonna be, you're gonna be sitting like this, like, yeah, it's my house and all that. I would also pay attention when you may sign all the contracts and the deals, that there's nothing gonna come bite you afterwards with this. So basically, that when you do this, that there will be, everything is like, I don't know if it could be that you would have to sort of defend your property in a, probably again not really material way, but this would lead to some kind of ownership things. So yeah, I think it's possible, but it requires a lot of this, and this kind of thing when you're juggling you cannot do forever, but it would feel really good, at least from the beginning. So in Texas, I guess, take care and pay attention. Okay? So now is Marlo then with this one. So did he lie about why he did not come over last Thursday and Friday? Let's see. You are welcome, Gabriel. Pay attention if you start dealing in Texas. The Lone Star is hot tonight. What? That was Blind in Texas song. Was. Does anyone listen to this anymore? I haven't for a while. Okay, but now Marlo, did he lie about last Thursday and Friday? Let's see what we get from here. I don't think he exactly lied. I think it's been more like, maybe he presented sort of like things sort of in a different way that they actually were. I don't think he exactly lied. But like I said before, what we got, that he is not being completely honest with you. So I think this person is like, didn't want to tell you something because he feels that would make him, he's afraid that he could lose something with this, with telling. So basically, I think basically in this, I think he just, let's say that he didn't straightforward lie, he didn't necessarily tell you exactly all the situation, how it was. So it's a bit more tricky than that. So but I guess he's been, well, he was up to something which might not be seen, that you could really like let the sunshine show there, that it wouldn't really last the sun. That's really bad, like it sounds much better in Finnish. Moment. Let's see. So what I said, Marlo, in the end is that basically I think this person again is like didn't exactly lie, but wasn't really honest what happened or why he didn't come over. So in a sense that's a bit more complicated than that. That is, was not straightforward lie, but wasn't exactly the truth either. So it's something like this, because this person was afraid that he's gonna lose something valuable if he tells you the exact truth of the situation. Okay? Let's see, now I am starting to be a little bit one leg out of the screen, off the screen already. How was it? So Sandra Artioli, you put a question on the chat. I take them in order they appear there. So yes, you may. And now it's gonna be Saida Logreb, sorry, Logreb. May I ask what are your feelings towards Marva? Let's see. So Saida, and then Sandra, you put your question, I get to you, and then I really need to start getting some shut-eye, meaning sleep. So, may I ask what, this one is for Saida, may I ask what are your feelings towards Marva? Let's see. Oh, now we have that didn't quite go. So we're gonna have to shuffle better because that was somehow. So we shuffle. What are your feelings towards Marva? What are your feelings towards Marva? Well, what I get is all fire here, what Ayub would feel. Somehow at the moment I think what Ayub feels towards Marva is that Marva is looking someone for more for like new options in her situation, and Ayub doesn't somehow share the interest and doesn't like that, and he has tried to make some dramatic gesture in the past. I think somehow in the end Ayub is feeling somehow defensive towards this person, and in the near future I think this person is, I don't know, this is more like for just for now. I see like a defending of on his position somehow, and doesn't want to somehow like look at some other options at the moment. So, but in the near future I think there could be some fire between these two persons. That it would be like some sort of an, and this is about fire. Everything is about what I have here is about fire, so it's about like passion and stuff. So let's see some kind of advice still from here. Fire, fire, not fair, fire, my bad. So all the cards were about, well, basically wands, which is fire, as is in here in my candle. Fire. But that doesn't show really well the fire. So somehow I see if at the moment this Ayub is somehow being kind of defensive towards this Marva, and then there's somehow like a change in the situation what he doesn't like. But the near future I think this Ayub is looking forward to creating something with this Marva. But at the moment basically I think he is somehow in a situation that he's not willing to risk anything. If that was what you meant with the fair, no, I meant fire kind of thing. So basically yeah, that's what he's feeling, if that gives you some kind of insight of the situation. So basically at the moment I don't know if this Ayub is drawn to this person, but it's fighting against that because it doesn't want to take any risk, sort of, maybe because of a relationship, or because even for work relation, or on financial grounds. But I think in the near future the person would look at it different and is looking forward to creating something with this Marva person. This is what I see. And then we take Sandra Artioli. Is there any chance? And thank you Saida as well. And Sandra Artioli, is there any chance me and Damiano end up together? I'm Leo and he's a Virgo. Ah, you young people. Fair enough. Young love. Or something. So Virgo, yeah, Leo, Virgo. So is there any chance me and Damiano will end up together? Let's see. So Sandra Artioli, this is for you. Let's see when we're happy with the shuffle. Here we go. Alright, see what we get here. At the moment, I would say like, well, then you can consider what for you is at the moment. But at the moment, I would say it could happen through a friend, but it's not the right time. Ending up together, I think that would require like some sort of a betrayal of like serious kind from one of the parties. So I don't know if this person would be with someone or you are with someone, but I think it's possible. But at the moment, not now. But near future, it is possible. Hello, Sharmila. So right now, no. Near future is very possible. Let's take some advice. Well, it gives me also in this for Sandra that this would be the advice in this situation, which is the second time comes for me. This one is the Five of Swords. So I would read this like sort of like also like a conflict of interest, and like at the moment being together would be leading to some kind of conflict that would not benefit anyone. That would be someone like in a sense in a situation that everybody would lose. So I think it would be possible also now, but that would really lead to some troubles, and I would say that in the near future that would be a better situation. So even now possible, but that would betray someone badly, and in the future that would be more clearer path. Fair enough. But anyway, yeah, well, that's one reason that I didn't get from here, but that's also one reason, I guess. But at the moment, I think that would lead to like complications, big ones, and I think the time would be right, possible time would be right in the near future. Then you can decide what is the near future, and I will give you an advice for this. Which would be Ten of Pentacles. So I would say at least till the end of the year, and probably a bit longer, but what you get out of this is your advice for the situation. Would you end up together? So you check that. Well, the point is when it's an advice card, it's a Ten of Pentacles, red or white. It can mean whatever you want it to mean, sort of like in that way, because it's advice. You look at the card, and the idea of the advice is that you look at it and you see what it means for you. In a way, there is no rules in this. It can mean like a sort of like a completion of a cycle. It can, mean in a way many things. But in a way, why do I say many times in a way? It's your advice. The main and important thing is what do you get out of it. You just look at the card. Whatever comes from you from that, it's fine. And it's the answers. It's like a mirror. The advice for you. It gives you advice from yourself, and you can make associations with the card, right? So basically, there is a lot of meanings for the card, and it would depend on what, but it's just now an advice card, so it's a little bit different in the end. So yeah. Well, at the moment, you come back. At the moment we're working on donations. You make it if you want. If you don't, you don't have to. But at the moment I'm just a little bit running out of time here. So people, subscribe, hit the bell. Me or Davinia is gonna be on. Then you know this. You come here. We read the cards for you. Right? So now I think my brain is gonna be a little bit fuzzy if I'm gonna be here. So I don't think I can offer quite the interpretation that I want to. So basically now I think I have to sign off for today. But who knows? Well, 23rd tomorrow. You're welcome. Subscribe, like, make comments. But everyone, thank you for coming here. Subscribe, like, make donations, don't make. Send us an email. If you want a private reading, we can do that as well. Obviously, that's not gonna be free. We can do it from you through Skype, WhatsApp. We can send you an email. You send us a question. Dstonerocks@hotmail.com. Send us an email through there. Or if you have a question of whatever kind, we have so far been able to answer everyone. So, but yeah, it's here 4 a.m. And so I'm sorry, I have to get some sleep. But let's see, tomorrow, subscribe, hit the bell so you know where I'm on. Come here, I will read the cards for you, I will interpret. So now, with some reluctance anyway, I will have to say goodbye for the night. Thank you everyone, stay safe. I see you in the future.